caution, but I think we're just about out of the woods this go around. Note just line, and indications are that near this stalled front, we're going to see it inch back northward through the overnight, probably not reaching Austin until we already are heading toward temperatures above freezing again. Now, I know schools canceled, delayed today. What about tomorrow? At the bus stop, 30 degrees, mainly dry. By lunch and on toward dismissal, about a 30% rain chance. Around 40 degrees at dismissal, 41 for your high. So kids should be good to go back to school. Now, if you're in Fayette County, early morning, can't rule out a little bit of brief mix. Likewise for Giddings, Bastrop, Lockhart. But then the moisture heads north as temperatures also head north. And so that means we should see minimal at worst conditions. And then everything turns over to rain as we work our way through a soggy Friday, temperature only topping out in the low 40s. So any of those areas that see icing, not a lot of moisture to work with. And then we head toward the weekend. Okay, Saturday and into early Sunday, some areas could see as much as a half an inch of rain. So Saturday's the wet day of the weekend. Take a look. Temperatures should make it above freezing pretty quickly in most locations, but in the hill country, first thing Saturday morning, don't discount the possibility of a touch of ice. After that, look at this. Sunday through Wednesday, we go dry. We actually are going to see the sunshine return. Not only that, but look at the temperatures as they head back into the 70s, which I have a hunch will be very, very agreeable to most of you.
Your storm tracker weather with Chief Meteorologist Chikage Windler.
What a wild day we had. Yes, it actually snowed in East Austin. It was a little burst, very brief, right around 10 a.m. And in Fredericksburg, there was so much ice on the trees that they looked like white. Chime in. You can always send your photos to us, cbsaustin.com/chime in. And I'm pleased to say that after yesterday and this morning, things are getting better. There may be some icy patches as temperatures fall back to freezing, but because we were able to thaw out, a lot of that residual ice has melted away. We really didn't have much to work with. Incidentally enough, we only saw a trace of precipitation.
Right, and after the record heat, you guys are going to have snow, as I recall. Gerald, it looks like we'll see some rain showers for the most part move in on Friday. So in Austin, points north and west, I am expecting the rain to hold off long enough to where temperatures warm above freezing before we have any impacts. But in the area I've shaded right in here and circled, that's where possibly the precip could move in prior to temperatures warming up above freezing. So just something to keep in mind. All right, here's your 7-day forecast. It may be a struggle, but we're going to try to make a run at about 41 degrees by afternoon on Friday. I've got a 30% chance of rain showers. Again, that very small chance of some light mix early, the areas south and east of Austin. Our last freeze, though, this is exciting stuff. Not necessarily our last freeze of the season, but at least our last freeze for a while, and we can look forward to that. So overall, the trend for lows will be generally warming, and the trend for highs will be generally warming, and it comes out. So clearly, we were unseasonably cold in both categories. The average high 68 degrees, and we got nowhere close to that at all. Allergy report did not come in. The pollen count was absent just because of the ice, so this is the allergy report that we had for for Wednesday, as opposed to Thursday, but Cedar was in the high range. So Gerald, right now I don't anticipate freezing rain in Austin. I think south and east there may be time roughly between about, say, 8 and 9 a.m. where there could, but I'm leaning toward most of it staying to the south and east and it being very minimal even at its worst. So what a crazy day we had. On the left-hand side, you can see, yes, snow in East Austin. It came down fast and furious, but very briefly, and it was enough to coat the sides of the roads with a wintry white. In Fredericksburg, this one's coming from Natalie, and as you can see, the icy trees all around. What's crazy, and by the way, you can send in your photos and share them with us at chime-in, cbsaustin.com/chime-in, or you can email us, whether at cbsaustin.com, and then the usual stuff like if you post on my Facebook page or if you send me a tweet, all that good stuff. But what's amazing about this is that we had very little moisture. The moisture content of this freezing mist basically equated to a trace. That's it. The highest rainfall total was 0.06 inches down in Rosanke in southern Bastrop County. Crazy, right? Danny Smith, hello. Hope you're doing well tonight. So icy patches are possible. I will tell you though, my drive home from work was super dry, no issues whatsoever. The roads seem like they've really rebounded. I know the number of crashes, it was upwards of 50, and most of everything that I heard about was on elevated roadways. So a lesson to all, if we ever have another ice event, side roads are your friend. Major roads with elevated roads, not going to be doing it. 33 degrees outside right now, and I manually put in the high here of 36 degrees after our low this morning of 28. All right, talked about temperatures currently. Most locations are at or below freezing, barely hanging on to just above freezing at ABIA as well as Bergstrom. Down in Luling, you're at 33, San Marcos 34, Rosanke, you're at 33, and 35 in LaGrange. Overnight tonight, everybody drops down to freezing, so a hard freeze in the hill country. So basically, here's the lay of the land. We've got this stalled cold front that's down in the Gulf of Mexico. And what I'm expecting will happen through the next 24 hours or so is we'll basically see a little wave of energy move along that front. And we're going to start to see some of those showers inch their way closer and closer to our area, starting first in the morning with the areas like Fayette County. And then the question is, how close to freezing will it be at that time? Here's a look at the bus stop forecast, right around 30 in the morning, cloudy skies at 7 a.m. By lunchtime up to 30, what the low temperatures I'm projecting are. I do think that we could have a widespread freeze. It could be, if we see skies clear out a little bit, which is possible in the hill country, it could be as cold as 21 or 22 in places like Mason as well as Llano. Sue, I see your comment. Let me see what you have asked. You said you just drove from downtown to East Austin and even the flyovers were fine. Oh, that is great news. I've noticed during these icing events that I tend, when I'm driving around, either before or after the events, to look up and say, wow, those elevated roadways, they're really high up there. They're almost scary when it's not even icy. Like, they're just so high. But I'm glad to hear the flyovers are looking good. That's fantastic news. So, coldest spots in the morning are going to be out in the hill country. And everyone across the board likely to see temperatures in the 20s to low 30s, but then we will rebound, and it looks like we'll rebound quite nicely, thankfully. It's still going to be unseasonably cold, but not as cold as where we've been. So I'm going to go through the hour-by-hour forecast, and this is from one of our high-resolution computer models. And so you can see that right here through Fayette County, it's possible that some of those early showers may start to nudge in while the temperature is close to freezing. So there might be a little bit of wintry mix. There may be a little bit of light icing, just to kind of broaden out the view so you can see where this is all coming from. Remember, currently we're looking at the moisture kind of like right along the coastline, but it's expected to expand and extend and eventually work its way north and westward. So that's kind of what we're looking at in terms of the upcoming forecast. Let me zoom back in so we can show you the progression of that moisture. And again, this is just one computer model. There are others that don't even bring it as far north and west as this one does, but I did want to kind of show you this as a potential worst case scenario. So let's say by about 7 a.m. there might be a little bit of light icing trying to develop through the Caldwell, Bastrop, and Lee County areas. And then as we work our way towards, say, 9 o'clock or so, then we're starting to see, if at all, a very, very brief period of mixing that might make its way a little closer into Austin, Hays County, Bastrop County. After that, everything warms up and we see everything from there on out as rain. So out in the hill country, you'll see less, especially in Mason County where it may be somewhat drier. You should see some scattered showers around through the afternoon hours on Friday and then continue on into Friday night. Temperatures dropping then down into the 30s. Hanson, what's going on? This is 2 for 2. Nice to have you on board once again tonight. So how much rain could we potentially see through midday? And the amounts are extremely low, as you can see. Caldwell, Bastrop, and Fayette County, 0.01. But that's that time corridor where if anything falls, it might potentially fall and be wintry mix. So just know it's minimal, but it's not zero. And then As we head through the day on Saturday, we'll see some more rain, and the likelihood of the heaviest rain, and this would be liquid, will also be in those same areas out toward Fayette County, Lee County, Bastrop County, and Caldwell County. But everyone gets some rain, and it should all shut off by the time we reach early on Saturday, about 6 a.m. Early on Sunday, I should say, about 6 a.m. Beth, hello to you. Gerald said your delivery got put off because of the weather. Yeah, I was actually surprised how many accidents there were. And I thought about it, the ice accumulation was very, very thin, nothing like the February 3rd event where you could actually measure the ice. And so that's why we recovered so quickly as well, because there was very little to melt once we got above freezing. So it just kind of all went away. But yeah, lots of accidents. That was the biggest thing. Okay, so let's fast forward to Saturday morning. Most areas will be above freezing. However, you can see a little bit in here out in western Gillespie County, indicating a bit of wintry mix. On Saturday morning, it's not impossible that parts of the hill country might see some possible sleet along with rain. In Austin and everywhere to the east, it looks like it will be just rain. But Saturday does look like a dreary, damp, chilly, cold, rainy day. Here's lunchtime and then there to the afternoon hours. And I don't know if it'll actually materialize, but there might be enough energy for maybe a rumble of thunder or two east of I-35 on Saturday afternoon. High temperature only about 43 degrees. Our average high is 68 degrees. So just insane the difference. Here's the 7-day rainfall potential. So the majority of what we see over the next 7 days will be what we get on Saturday. Then, as we look ahead, the forecast dries out. So here is a look at the weather map as of Saturday night heading into Sunday morning. Watch us clear out little by little. By Sunday morning, the last of the rain showers moving out through our eastern counties, and then through the rest of the day, we see sunshine develop. So Sunday afternoon is going to be a sunny, pleasant experience with high temperatures making up close to 60 degrees, which will certainly feel nice. Then on Monday, mostly sunny skies around. We'll see sunshine, a couple of high clouds, temperatures close to 70 degrees. Tuesday, I'm saying mostly cloudy. I think the majority of the cloud cover will be high, but it does look like that'll kind of canvas the sky. Temperature right around 72. And then Wednesday should also be warm and into the 70s, and that will pave the way for our next rainmaker, which is possibility to come in on Thursday. So here's Wednesday late night. Oops, let me go back one more slide. I didn't get it quite to Thursday. Let me push it all the way out to Thursday. Bear with me while we make it to Thursday. I don't want to tease the next rain chance and not actually show it to you. All right, so here we go. Now as we head toward Thursday morning, clouds roll in, and then Thursday late, there you go, heading into early Friday of the following week. So March 3rd through March 4th, we could see some rain showers moving on in. And there you have it. So let's see, Hanson says, let's see, I've got to use the phone. For whatever reason, it's cutting off part of your comments. I still have to format that box. I thought I did. I adjusted it before I went live, but it's not showing everything. So Mac, hello to you. Let's see, Hanson says, wasn't bad at all in Georgetown, went in town for gas and groceries, no problem. I'll tell you what, both my way in and my way out of work were totally fine. So I think that it was probably just high-speed travelers that were, I saw some jackknifed 18-wheelers, vehicles that probably shouldn't have been out there, may have messed it up for everybody else, but there were a number of accidents. Gerald's got a doctor's appointment, so it should be a pretty day. Yes, should be nice, filtered sunshine, warm temperatures. Chris Bennett, what's going on? I bet your snow's still around. Out in the Pacific Northwest, they got a coating of snow. But here's the trend as we look toward March 4th through 10th. It is warmer for us. Of course, Chris coming at us from the Pacific Northwest. This is what you get to look forward to, more cold air. And then as we look toward the first part of March as well, not only temperature-wise, but also precipitation-wise, it's likely that we will see a slightly wetter trend for us with the drier weather setting up shop down in Florida, as well as out on the West Coast. And that's it. We're totally done. Kind of a quiet night compared to yesterday where we had so much to talk about and highlight. Instead, just get through one night of freezing temperatures. In the hill country, maybe I'm going to put a little question mark. Well, that's kind of an arrow mark. Maybe in the hill country, a chance of some light mix early Saturday. And then after that, everything's good to go. So it should be quite pleasant compared to where we have been. All right, so here is kind of the update for you is bridges, overpasses always freeze first. There may still be some icy patches, but I haven't had any reports listed. Chris says the snow melted. That's good. Well, unless you were enjoying it and wanted to see it a little bit longer. But you can always get updates at cbsaustin.com. And also earlier, drivetexas.org had quite a bit of action up in North Texas where many roads were impacted by some icing too. So it's been colder there, so it may take a little bit longer for folks there to recover. But here we stand, and temperatures are dropping, and we should see warmer times ahead. All right, those of you on the YouTube page, thanks for checking in as always. Those of you on the CBS Austin Facebook page, likewise, tomorrow morning starting at 4:30 a.m. No need for extended storm coverage anymore. It'll just be the regular show, just like old times. Avery Tomaska will have your latest forecast starting again at 4:30 a.m. And as always, you can check in at cbsaustin.com/weather for your latest information. So now I'm trying to get it to let me have control so I can say good night and bid you adieu. I think it's going to let me. I've got the whirling, swirling little loading icon. In due time, I just have to be patient, that's all. My problem is I lack patience sometimes. I like pushing buttons a lot. But it's trying. It'll just take a second. You can just listen to me ramble on. All right. No, it really isn't responding to me. I hope I don't have to take like drastic measures in order to get it to go. We'll see. I'm pushing the broadcast button. It's not going. But anyway, those of you who are watching, feel free to hop on off because we're done. I just need to get the feed to stop. That's all. Make it official, you know? Oh, that's really weird that it still isn't letting me have control. All right, I'm going to mute the mic at the very least and see if I can punch some more buttons and make this go away. But as always, you can go to cbsaustin.com for your latest forecast. All right, thanks, guys. Oh, it won't even let me mute my microphone. Goodness, maybe I really did get this thing stuck. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, it's not moving. I think it's stuck. Oh, there's a button. It let me push a button. Everything's slow. There it is. There, it went away.